Vibe Show 97.9. Happy Friday to everybody. Man, we made it to the end of yet another work week. Now, you got some people that you know, still might have to get it in on the weekends too. So shout out to all the people that got to work 7 days or 6 days a week or whatever, because I'm always working myself too. So shout out to them 7 day a week bag chasers, man. Listen, I'm super excited. Everybody's super excited. We have an amazing show for y'all tonight. This queen right here, I'm telling you, I love this queen. I mean, she's absolutely amazing. I got tons of fan emails in for her. So listen, y'all make sure that y'all keep it locked in. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. Y'all stay with us. Yes, sir. Back in full effect. Happy Friday again to everybody. Listen, without further ado, I'm talking about this queen right here wears multiple hats. Sorry for the delay, but you know, this is the entertainment business, baby. Things happen, you know what I'm saying? But we are here now. This queen wears multiple hats. This is really going to be an exciting show tonight. I'm talking about CEO and host of Mama's Cocktail Hour, I'm gonna say network, because she has multiple shows going on. Super dope, super hot. I'm talking about the one and only ZAIDA Smith. Ooh.
Hey, what's up, Kay? How are you?
Listen, we are here right now. We're doing this. We've been waiting on this for the longest, and now the magic is happening right now.
What's up, y'all?
Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity coming on the show to hang out with us. We are super appreciative, so thank you so much.
No, thank you. I'm so blessed and humbled to be here. Thank you for having me come on this show. Your platform is amazing, so thank you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the roses. You know, some people don't like to give roses what roses are due, and I like to accept mine. So thank you so much. And we're gonna make magic. Before we get started, I want to shout out a lot of people that's pulling up right now. Linda Jensen. Shout out to Linda Jensen. Shout out to Jasmine Luce. If I'm saying it wrong, please forgive me. Louisa.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Vibe Show Casper, my right-hand man in the building right now. And shout out to Nancy Guzman in the building. And shout out to, and I wanted to ask you about, now I know I'm going to say this wrong because I'm horrible with names. Y'all don't hurt me now. Okay. I'm going to spell it out and you tell me, because I think this is one of your business partners. She has a very beautiful name and I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry. E-L-Y. Elise Nicole. Shout out to Elise Nicole in the building right now. Shout out to everybody for pulling up. Now, We got to jump this thing off. I got to see how your day was because I had a fabulous day. I've been on the cloud knowing that you were coming. So I just been on this cloud all day just watching the clock. You know what I mean? Super excited. How was your day, though?
My day was met with a lot of joy, happiness, and I wasn't anxious up until it was time to go. Because usually I'm someone who loves to talk. I love to meet new people, love to share experiences, but I can't front for your platform. I was definitely nervous. So I got to put that on and be platonic with you.
Wow, thank you so much. So now we got a few more people pulled up. Mr. Lawton TV in the building. Big Lawton from Dallas, Texas. Mediamatic is in the building. And shout out to Sean De Niro in the building. Big De Niro in the building. That's major right there. Shout out to all y'all. Thank y'all so much for showing my special guest so much love. This is my sister right here. Now we're gonna get this thing cracking now.
Yes.
Now, let's toast up. Let's toast up. This is a celebration. We're doing this right now. I know you got your drink. I got mine. Let's get us a sip in.
Let's definitely get a sip in. Toast.
All right. Now I'm super excited about everything that you have going on. Now, I got to let everybody know that upon being introduced to your platform, I was super, super excited and just blown away. I'm not going to lie. Now, first of all, the priceless smile that got me out the gate. You know what I mean? Then, and I think I was introduced to your platform through somebody else that's within our community.
Really?
Yeah. So I ended up because I show everybody love. I'm the Vibe King. I show everybody love. And I seen we were following the same person. Now I can't really remember who it was right off the top, but it was somebody that we both follow. And might be just Jules. I don't know, but it was somebody.
I follow her. Yeah.
Shout out to Just Jules as well. I think that's what it was. And I seen you your comment on there, and I thought that was dope. You left a real dope comment. It was something she did that was amazing. Just Jules been on my show as well, and I was like, well, dang, let me go and check her out. And I want to check your platform out, and I was just introduced to something amazing that just stood out to me. Everything that you have going on, the way that you guys are doing your thing over on that side with the shows, and Mama's Cocktail Hour is just like a dope show. If you guys haven't tapped into it, please go and tap in. So that's how I got introduced to your platform, and then I just started going, just loving it up. You know what I mean? Just loving it up. And then I think that made you come and check me out. And that's how we got connected. So shout out to social media for bringing great people together.
It's so true.
It is good for something. Yeah, you know what I mean? So let's start with you though. Because I feel like your personality is organic. And I feel like it's always coming from a place of love, a place of caring. Let's start there. Have you always had that personality, or this was something that you developed into as you got older?
So I have always had this personality. I am originally from New York, Hell's Kitchen. Shout out to being from New York. I think it plays a big role into who I am today. I grew up a tough girl in a big city, but I definitely always had this personality. But I will share something with you, Kay. I have not always been this bright. I dealt with a lot of insecurities in my past when it had to do with my weight and myself, but I have since overcome that, and now I'm comfortable in my own skin. So this is what you see all the time.
Okay, now we're not gonna run past that now, because we have a lot of people that may suffer with that, so can we tap in a little bit
Absolutely.
and go into that a little bit more deeper? Because if we could help somebody that may be feeling insecure and having weight issues or whatever and having those insecurities, I would like to talk about ways that you overcame that.
Right. So I have always been a thick girl my whole life. I played sports when I was in high school and college. I played basketball. So that's something that people, if you do not know about me, I still watch the NBA. I'm a big NBA fan. You got the
Well,
Staples Center behind you. Not an LA fan, though.
absolutely.
Definitely New York Knicks all day. And I know they horrible, but that's another story. But I honestly would say that um, weight is something that is very touchy because a lot of people don't understand that it's something that you can't control. It's not as
Right,
easy as saying, like, let me pass on that hamburger, let me pass on that soda. It is definitely an emotional thing. There's a lot of people who are emotional eaters. And for me, it was just not having the right balance of my diet along with exercise, especially with being a new mom. So
right,
I have 3 kids, so you can imagine my body went through changes.
right.
So it really took me having to say enough is enough
Mm.
and make the necessary changes that I needed to in my life because I knew it was holding me back from so many things that I wanted to do, such as media, because I wasn't comfortable in my own skin.
Ah, ah. Now, that's interesting, because like I said, you're blessed with God-given beauty.
Oh,
And it's interesting that and I'm more than sure that, you get the compliments and stuff like that. But to hear you um have had those insecurities or whatever, because a lot of people go through that. And it is something that could mentally reshape the way that your confidence level and the way that you perceive and do things or whatever. Overcoming that, though, I just think that that's amazing to overcome it. And I wouldn't have never thought that, though, with being introduced to you now. I wouldn't have never guessed that. So that right there is definitely a jewel, a gem that you dropped right there. And for anybody that may be going through any insecurities and dealing with weight issues or whatever, would you would you say that gym, working out, eating healthier, what are some of the things that what else would you attribute to it?
so honestly, I've tried every diet in the world. You name it, keto, um, fasting, I've tried everything. And to be honest, after I had my daughter 4 years ago, I got to a point where I was at my biggest. I'm a tall girl. Naturally, I'm like 5'10", 5'9".
What?
And yeah, I'm definitely tall. I may look a little short virtually, but I'm a tall girl. So I'll be transparent because I definitely think it's important for me to share my message. And that's what we do on Mama's Cocktail Hour. We're not afraid to tell our truth because we know it could potentially help another female. I
Right,
made the decision to get weight loss surgery. Now, that surgery, for everybody who doesn't understand, is not an end all be all. So it
uh-huh,
is a tool towards your development or your weight loss journey. And for me, it's something that gave me a jump start to feeling motivated to work out, feeling motivated to say, okay, now I don't need to eat this big plate of food because you already know I'm Hispanic. Rice and beans and
right,
some steak, some bistec, that's like all day. So it really helped me. It was an amazing tool to help jumpstart my weight loss journey. And
right,
from there is how I started to feel more confident when the weight started to come off. I started to embrace now eating less and not feeling not feeling like I'm missing out when my kids are having McDonald's and I can't have McDonald's.
Right.
So, it was, I had weight loss surgery, I want to say 3 years now, and I do not regret it. It's definitely a step that you have to, you have to be knowledgeable about, you have to do your research, and you need to understand the, the repercussions that can come with it if you're not someone who's like always on their health, because you can become vitamin deficient and stuff like that because your stomach is smaller. But I share my story because I tell women on my platform all the time, and I think it's important to do this, is that don't let this fool you. Like, I'm a beautiful girl, like you said, and I have finally embraced that, but I have my insecurities too.
Right.
I'm a real person like everybody else.
I have my insecurities as well. I know people might not think that I do. The Vibe King has insecurities. I used to have because I used to be in love with my hair. And and then I was having grayish insecurities at one point, where I was dyeing my beard and all that stuff like that.
The salt and pepper look is in, okay? If you didn't know.
I didn't know that. I did not know that until I started getting compliments about it. And but I got to a point though, like you, I just started to I think as time went on, I think I started just to embrace me and who I am as a person on the inside, not so much the outer appearance and all that stuff like that, but like who I am as a person on the inside. What type of heart do I have at this point in my life? And I started to love me more, and the flaws and all of that stuff. I just started to embrace my inner self more, and I think when everybody gets to that point and not really worry about the outer as much, because the outer is important too. We do like to look nice and look fly and all that stuff or whatever, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really define who we are, because it's really about that inside. And that's something that I definitely applaud you on. I love your personality. First and foremost, I love your personality. I think that it comes from a real organic place, and that's what I drew into, just following your page and keeping up with some of the things that you have going on, and just basically falling in love with everything that you have going on, and it just made me want to bring you on this platform and have a conversation with you and introduce my fan base to you.
I appreciate you, Kay.
Absolutely. Now, being from New York, we got to go there because that's some rich soil right there, and a lot of amazing things happened there. I don't know why I thought you were Samoan. Do you get that?
Really?
Yeah. Do you get that?
It's so funny. I've gotten Brazilian. I've never gotten Samoan though. Really? What was it that made you think I was Samoan?
I have a couple Samoan friends, and y'all favor a lot.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's exotic on a different level. Okay.
Now, growing up in New York, let's talk about that, because it is tough soil as well. Let's talk about you growing up in New York.
Wow. So growing up in New York, there was some amazing things, and there's some things that now as an adult that I look back and I'm like, wow, we were so materialistic.
Right.
New York is definitely concrete jungle, and kids are ruthless.
Right.
And what I say was, growing up, I was bullied a lot because of my height.
Really?
I was a tall girl, and I always spoke my mind. So there was always a group of guys who was willing to like try to challenge me. And so I say that I had a lot of insecurities growing up, and it stemmed from a lot of the older men in my neighborhood, because I developed very fast, but I also had a boyish nature.
Mm.
So when someone was telling me like, "Oh wow, like you got this, you got that," I was like, "What?" So it did the adverse for me. It didn't empower me. I didn't walk around thinking, "Oh, I actually made it belittled me." And I didn't
Really?
want to show those things.
Mm.
And it wasn't, shout out to my husband Sean De Niro. He's actually on the live.
Shout
Um
out to him. Where you at?
Sean
Sean
De Niro,
De
you shout
Niro.
out.
Oh man, what's up with it, man? Shout out to Sean De Niro King. What's
Yeah.
up, man?
So he was actually it's crazy. We met when we were 13 years old. And
Wait now.
I know.
13 years old. Sean. I'm gonna have to talk to Sean, man. Y'all met when y'all were 13 years old. Continue.
So we met when we were 13 years old, and he lived in the building right adjacent from me.
Right.
And he played basketball and I played basketball.
Right.
And it was our connection. And because I was this girl who was, kind of boyish, and what I meant by boyish, basketball shorts, basketball sneakers, like there was really no femininity at that point. I hadn't really embraced it at that point, but he saw my beauty
Right.
beyond anything. And I can't tell you that, we dated while we was 13, but it was kitty love, and we kind of rekindled when I was in my college years.
Right.
So, but he was the first one to kind of embrace me for who I really was. And that has played. He definitely did tell me, he was right in the comments, that he told me he was going to marry me at 13. And for
Wait a
me,
minute. Wait. I gotta give my king his roses. I gotta give it to him. I gotta give my king for acknowledging at the tender age of 13. This king told you, this young prince seen the vision at a young age. Wow.
He definitely did. And like I said, we kind of went our separate ways. We were still young, and fast forward to my last year of college, we kind of rekindled. And for me, I can say that my husband was my biggest supporter. He knew that this person that you see right now needed to be on social media. He knew that I needed to be out there. He knew I needed to put myself out there, but he was also patient. Because understand, when women are dealing with insecurities, it has nothing to do with the other individual. It has to deal with self.
Right.
So he can tell me I'm beautiful a million times, but until I actually believe it, it meant nothing. Right?
That's deep.
So I give him all the kudos, because he definitely seen this person before anybody else did. And he empowered her. He kept telling her, "Yo, you're amazing. You're going to get there." And I say it now that I appreciate him for always being by me during my bad moments and my good moments.
Love. Isn't love, isn't that organic love just a beautiful thing? I love that. I really, really love that. Again, shout out to my dog, my guy, man, Big Sean, man. Like, yo, man, that's dope right there. So to be empowered, having that support system. Let's tap on relationships a little bit, because having that support system from your partner, I think that's really, really important, especially when you have visions and you're trying to create something, and having that support system, I just think that only fuels it more with having a good support system and a good partner who can actually see your vision and contribute to helping that build. I think that that is dope. Can we talk about the importance of having that support from your partner?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is a conversation that I have with my girls frequently because everybody on my platform is married. Everybody on my platform has children. So think about it. Trying to schedule a podcast because Mama's Cocktail Hour is a podcast network. It's very hard to juggle your love life, your spouse, and your kids all in one. But the biggest thing is having someone who supports you, because a lot of times on this journey it can get very tricky. It can be overwhelming. So it's important. But let me tell you something, Kay. I don't like to give surface answers. Everybody who knows me knows that I am not surface. I give specifics.
Right.
You need to be 100% transparent with your spouse when you're doing something, or you're starting a venture, whether it's a business, whether it's a social media platform, because you need to figure out what they're going to be comfortable with.
Right. Fact.
So, and that's important because when there's no trust, that's when you're going to start to hit up on some issues. So for me, it was full transparency across the board. Like, I'm going to be hitting people up on professional stuff like, hey, you know what? We're going to do business. We're going to network. We're going to do whatever. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with me working with men who sometimes, because, there are some men out there who aren't as amazing and professional as you are. And I've told you that.
Right.
Working with you has been the most amazing experience. Shout out to Kit because his platform is amazing and he is so professional. A lot of times you will work with people who are not as professional, but my husband knows that I am able to hold my own.
Right.
And if I feel uncomfortable with something, and there has been times where I have been on live with men who got a little bit disrespectful, and that's it. It's a wrap. Like, there's no conversation. I'm going to get off live and we're not going to do this, because if I'm going to give you respect, you need to give me respect. Right. And just know that I'm going to own that. Right. And if you try to kind of disrespect that space, just know I'm going to be ghost.
Right.
So it's important. And I say for any woman who's starting a platform, for you to be transparent with your spouse, letting them know, listen, this is what I'm going to be doing. Do you have a problem with that? Are you comfortable with that? Let's meet halfway.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that because I personally feel like, we're sort of in the era of more disrespect than anything. This disrespect is on a high level. Although I do see the transition of women empowerment rising up,
right?
And kudos to that. But I do think that as some of the younger generation that's actually pushing the folder forward and being placed in positions, I do think that there is a little bit more disrespect in place. Do you think that that's by design?
Well, I honestly think that you have to do your research on the particular person, because I don't think it has a lot to do with age. I've met some people who are young-minded, who are maybe in their 20s, and a lot of times they're mature. So I think you need to do your research on who it is that you're going to be networking with, or you're going to be working with, because if you see a couple of contents that you feel like is then I think that you should definitely reconsider working with that person, because I think it all has to do with personality. It has to do with limits. A lot of people will do anything for clout. A lot of people will do anything for the gram. They'll do anything for YouTube. So you have to really tread lightly, and you also have to know what your limits are.
I totally agree with you on that. Social media, though, let's talk about that. And because you launched Mama's Cocktail Hour in 2020.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about where that vision came from. What inspired that whole idea, and what's the actual meaning of Mama's Cocktail Hour? Why that name?
Mm. So I actually just had a show yesterday, Kay, which was called Manifesting Your Wants into Reality.
Okay.
And I think it's important that when you are drawn to something, whether that be art, whether that be media, whether that be whatever it is in your life, you need to follow that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I have always been drawn to media. When I was about 11 years old, and I said this on my live last night on Instagram, I watched Home Alone and I got the little Home Alone recorder. I don't know if you remember the Home Alone recorder and
Oh, well, yeah.
so my mother got me a hand-me-down one, and let me tell you, I love that. So from jump, I knew I love to hear myself talk. I love to make jokes and hear it back when I was in my moments of sadness or distress. And it was something that always brought me joy.
Right.
So I think it's important that when life keeps bringing you back to something, it's for a reason.
Right.
It's for a divine purpose. And for me, regardless of what, no matter as much as I tried to push that away from me, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't remember there was a time I didn't like photos. I didn't like videos. I wasn't confident with self.
Right.
I finally realized that God kept bringing me back. He kept bringing me back to my divine purpose. So when you get that moment of inspiration, I was just talking about, you have to manifest that. So what did I do? My husband and I were talking one day, and he's like, yo, you would be awesome for a podcast. And I was like, you know what? I would actually love to do that. Right. And I reached out to one of my close friends. Shout out to Elise. She's on the live.
Shout out to Elise.
And
my friend.
I was like, listen, I want to start this platform and I need your help. Right. And she was my accountability. And we spoke about this on my live. Accountability is important because a lot of times we will talk ourselves out of our greatness.
Absolutely.
We will make excuses for the reasons why we shouldn't do things, right? Because we don't see ourselves in that light yet.
Right.
So for me, it was finally speaking my feelings and my dreams out loud, so now someone can hold me accountable for my dreams. So it turned into, okay, let's come up with a name. And I make this joke because Elise actually came up with the name Mama's Cocktail Hour, and I hated it.
Are you serious? Well, you know what? We're going to pause right now. We're going to give Elise her flowers right now. You missed it. You didn't see the vision.
I hated it, Kay. I don't know why, but it wasn't until I started talking to people and really saying, well, what do you think about this? And I got 1,000. Oh my God, that's amazing. That's great. And it kind of grew on me. And I'm so happy and so blessed it did, because it just kind of took on a life of itself.
Isn't it a blessing, though? It's always the stuff that you think that's not dope turns out being the one.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I've been through that so many times as an artist. And yes, I was an artist at one point in my lifetime. Yeah, that's in the past. I retired. But you know, it's always the stuff that we might not think that is amazing or is the one ends up being the one. So shout out to Elise for definitely sticking with her guns on that and going with it. And it has blossomed into what it is today. And it's an amazing, amazing platform. I love it. I love it. And it's definitely going places. I can't wait to be invited on the show. To be
honest. And you know that's coming to a theater near you.
Man, listen, you already know I'm ready to come on that joint. Y'all be live over there, man. I gotta get with Sean too. Now we got so much to talk about. So now, okay. Now, a lot we know a lot has been going on now. We were like a year and some change with the
Yes.
pandemic and all this stuff
Right.
going on. Everybody's life then changed and everything. Um, what would you say though that you've learned about yourself throughout this pandemic?
Oh, wow. I honestly feel like I have learned patience. I have learned humility,
Mm,
because I'm also strong-minded. That can be a blessing and that can be my biggest curse.
right.
Um, a lot of time, as I don't know if you've ever met an alpha female, but an alpha female is a woman who thinks that she could do it all by herself.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a conversation with Sean. I'm gonna have to get the real from Sean.
He'll definitely tell you the real. He'll definitely tell you the
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, I gotta talk to my dog and see what's going on, man. I'm gonna get his version of this.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
I think during this pandemic, Kay, I found out how to allow people to take the front seat in a lot of things that I'd like to have control over.
Mm,
I've learned patience, I've learned humility, and I've learned how to take a step back when need be.
right, right. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that. I've learned a lot, throughout this situation as well, which is still an ongoing situation. Now we're heading back into, well, we're back in it,
Right,
again, right when we thought we had some light. It's just so much. I think it's just so much stuff going on at one time because
right.
America, we have been so spoiled for so long, and it's been happening overseas and it's been happening in all these other places or whatever. And we see it, I'm like, oh man, that's sad or whatever. And we on to back to, what we doing or whatever. But I just think that now with everything going on, it's so much going on at one time. We got fires, the fires out of control, burning stuff down. We got buildings collapsing out of the blue. We got the eight different strands of COVID out there that we don't know what's going on. We was told we get the
Yep.
vaccine, we gonna be all right. Now we
Right.
got the vaccine. Now we giving people the vaccine who wasn't vaccinated. I just don't know what's going on no more. I just
So,
gave up on it. You know what I'm saying?
so true.
But I'm just saying though, like with everything, like mentally, how have you been coping mentally with being a wife, with being a mom, with being a CEO of these brands and trying to keep it alive within and working and trying to keep it all alive and keep the morale up within the family with everything going on because it's in our face all day, every day. You turn the news on, it's every day, all day long. How have you been coping and maintaining within all of this?
I tell you right now, and I'll be lying if I didn't say that it is definitely difficult. Especially when you're a mom. I'm also a caregiver to my
Right.
mother, who is
Okay.
75 years old. So
Right.
I was definitely afraid that something might happen to her or my son or myself or my kids would or my husband would bring something back to her and she would get ill. Um, but you know what? I like to say that 2020 was a year of reflection.
Mm,
It was a year that you really got a chance to sit at home and think about what it is that you wanted to do with the rest of your life, because at this point you didn't know what the hell was going to happen.
right.
You didn't know what was the future. You didn't know what was, a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people were unemployed. Um, and it was a time for me that I really had to sit there and say, I need to live in my purpose,
Right.
because tomorrow is never promised. And I don't want to live with regrets.
Right.
I don't want to be 60, 70 years old and saying, I wish I could have. I wish I should have. So
Right.
I think it's important, guys, for anybody out there, that you live in your purpose. because if 2020 did anything for me, Kay, it let me know that life is never promised. Life is not guaranteed. At any given moment, something can happen
Right.
and something can be drastically changed. So for me, it was definitely my third eye waking up.
Right.
And I realized that I'm not going to waste another moment not living in my purpose, not doing what I want to do, and not being happy, because tomorrow's never guaranteed. There was so many people that we lost during the pandemic.
Facts.
So for me, it was super important for me to start embarking on something that I loved, something that I felt like would be dope, something that I knew that women or men would come to this show and be able to catch a gem, or I'd be able to share experiences, because like like to tell a lot of my fans, I don't have all the answers.
Right.
I'm not perfect. I'm still learning as I go, but when I do learn, I want to share. And that's what Mama's Cocktail Hour is all about. It's about sharing experiences. It's about connections. It's about amazing platforms like yourself, like your platform.
Thank you. Thank you. And Mama's and it's on every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, right?
Yeah.
That Tuesdays is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursdays is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Saturdays it's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys make sure that y'all get tapped in on that. You know, I think that when I think about it all, though, I think the thing that saddens me the most about all this stuff going on, I always think about the younger kids.
Yes.
My kids, I look at them all the time, and it worries me. You know what I mean? Because like I say, school is getting ready to kick back off again, and it's so much quarreling going on, and so much sides and beef, and everybody's trying to throw their power around or whatever. I don't think that we're really keying in and homing in on really trying to find resolution here. You know what I mean? Because it's scary, because now as parents we have to make an ultimate decision to decide, with the younger ones not being able to get vaccinated or whatever the case may be, or whatever, to decide, do we want to risk that? Because now this new strand is affecting because remember when the first one hit, the kids were good there, and all this. Now this new variant is affecting the younger youth. What do we do?
And let me tell you something, Kay. My daughter is 4 years old.
Mine too.
She will be embarking on kindergarten in September. And to think, I live in New Jersey, in the state of New Jersey. In the state of New Jersey, first, masks aren't mandated. And
exactly, right?
They are now mandating masks for schools. But the problem is do I think my 4-year-old daughter, who's now turning 5 in September, is going to be capable to wear a mask from 8 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon? I don't know.
Out of your presence. You know what I mean? Like we're in.
That's what I mean.
And we already know we can't get them to keep the room clean, let alone keep the mask on all day long. I mean, that's scary, though. That's scary, Z. I'm worried about that.
I'm absolutely worried about it. The only thing that I'm excited about is that my daughter is a social butterfly, such as myself. So she needs the interaction.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with that.
So I'm excited for her to be, embarking on being able to kind of build relationships and have friends. But I'm not going to lie. I would be lying to you and tell you I'm not scared. I'm absolutely scared. And I think right now, a lot of people are just winging it.
I really think so. I think people are just damn right confused right now. Right. Because I just don't think that we're getting the organic information. I think we're getting people are so confused. And then of course you're gonna always have the ignorant people who just you're always gonna have that. But I'm just saying, I just think that even myself, where I was feeling confident in the move that I made, I don't even know now. Because now I'm hearing other information and I'm like, well, wait a minute, how are we giving, you know what I'm saying, giving them like what's going on? Like I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, let me tell you something. I got vaccinated. I didn't want to get vaccinated.
Neither.
It went against everything in my moral compass, but I did it because, like I said, I'm a caregiver and I am the only person who actually goes outside. My husband has a job where he works from home, so I'm blessed.
That's a blessing.
Um, I'm the only person who actually goes outside and works. So for me, it was like, if anybody's going to bring this home, it's going to be myself.
Right.
So that was my rationale to getting vaccinated. But can I tell you that with some of the news that's been happening, there are breakthrough cases. And these breakthrough cases are cases where you have been vaccinated and now you're being hospitalized via COVID.
Facts.
So I'm a little, I don't know where to be. I don't know if I'm angry. I don't know if I regret it. I don't know, because at the end of the day, like, now you telling me that I can get it and I can bring it home.
Right.
I thought that was the whole point of getting the vaccine.
Facts. That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm at with it. See, I'm like, I'm confused right now. I mean,
Right.
because I'm telling you, I tell people I got vaccinated. Oh, Kato, man.
I know.
No, they got you, bro. Woo to woo, where you got the chip in you, man. They got you, man. It's over for you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, it's so true, especially in our community.
You know that, Z. They going hard. Man, I'm telling you, I ain't, man, that's crazy, man. Because I'm not gonna lie, I am a big conspiracy theorist. I am. I just, I'm always like, well, why not? Well, what if it was?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who's to say that it wasn't? What's the, because and then I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, well, deeper than that, I'm like, well, hell, we don't know what the hell what they've been giving us, what we've been eating. We don't know. You just don't know.
You drive yourself crazy thinking about things like that.
Exactly. We will never know the truth on anything, to be honest with you. We just got to just, pray that the good Lord covers us, and we just got to make the necessary moves that we have to make or whatever.
I agree 100%. I agree. And that's why I let go and let God. Sometimes, folks, it's that easy. You need to let go and let God.
Let go and let God.
I got a lot of friends who are looking at me like I'm an alien. Like you said, I got a chip in me, but everybody's going to do it for their own personal reasons. I respect people who don't get the shot, and I respect people who do get the shot. Either way, for me, you're going to do what's best for you or your family.
You have to. I agree with you. What's a fun fact we should know about you?
Oh, okay. This is going to be a fun fact, y'all. So I am Puerto Rican and Dominican, but I cannot speak a lick of Spanish.
Wait a minute. Do we got that Family Feud soundbite in there? I need to have a. Are you serious? So you can't speak any?
So let me tell you, I can understand Spanish 100%. So if y'all think y'all gonna curse me out, I know what y'all saying, but no, people don't understand. Like, my mother was Puerto Rican, and a lot of Puerto Rican, and it's so funny because when I met these women and we kind of all connected, that was something that we can all relate to. A lot of these women are all Puerto Rican, and we can all relate on Spanish was not spoken in our household as a primary language. So English was, and a lot of Puerto Rican, especially Puerto Rican, New York Rican families can relate. They all spoke English. Spanish was something that was only spoken when they didn't want the kids to understand what they were saying.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow, that's a gem.
If you're Dominican, that's different. If you're Dominican, now I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican, but my father never really spoke to me in Spanish. And my mother was Puerto Rican, New York from New York. So naturally she spoke English and she spoke to us in English. So I think that's a fun fact about Zeta Lisa. Like, y'all get all this Spanish girl vibes, but I can understand what you're saying, but I cannot 100% put it into words when I'm speaking Spanish, and it sounds horrible, so you don't want to hear it, Kay. I sound like the only gringo speaking Spanish, so you don't want to hear that.
Right. Now I wanted to ask you and Sean about this, man. Y'all took a dope trip, and I was just tripping on the pics, and I was like, yo, this is fly. Now, what's Sean's ethnicity?
So Sean is a Moor.
Okay.
And he basically embarked on Morocco, because if you understand Moorish history, you understand that Morocco is where it starts. Okay. So when we reached our 10-year wedding anniversary, he was like, yo, I would really love to go to Morocco, because there's so much history from the Moors in Morocco and in Spain when they invaded Spain. So we embarked on our 10-year wedding anniversary right before COVID. It was literally a couple of months before COVID and everything happened. It was August. Right. And we had the most amazing time. And we promised each other, we were like, yo, if we ever come back, we have to show our kids Africa. Because it is important that my kids, because school is great, guys, but let me tell you something, your kids will absolutely gain experience from going to another country, because when they hear about Africa, all of a sudden they're thinking about seeing some damn lions and tigers and bears.
Yeah.
And it's so not like that. The culture is so amazing, it's so rich, and I wanted to be able to share that with my children. So we embarked on a journey to Morocco. We rode some camels.
Wow.
We were in the Medina. We ate tagine, which is their traditional dish. And let me tell you something. We actually even met a family there that it was an amazing connection, because my kids were able to meet other kids who don't have iPads, who don't have PlayStations, who don't have those things. And they were really able to appreciate the things that they have and the lifestyle that they have. Because remember, when you have kids, they only know what you've built.
Exactly.
What you've given them. They don't know nothing else. So they're never going to be grateful, or they may appear as ungrateful because they don't know what it is not to have. You see, I grew up in a household where there was like 6 or 7 kids in 2 bedrooms.
Right. Word.
So I understand what it is to fight for a TV. I understand what it is to kind of, you know what I mean, to make sure you get you wake up early to get cereal, because it might not be there by the time you get up.
I'm telling you, talk about it. Talk to me now.
So I wanted my kids to experience Morocco, and I wanted them to really learn. And I feel like me and my husband did that, because they loved it so much. They embraced it so much. The people in Morocco, and a lot of people don't know, because I don't know if, a lot of people aren't keen on geography, but Morocco is North Africa. A lot of people like to think like it's yes, it is an Islamic country, but the good thing about the intriguing thing about Morocco is that they embrace all cultures and religions.
Right.
So I've been to a Catholic church. I've been to a mosque, all on the same block.
Really?
Yes, because they embrace all religions. So although they do have call to prayer every day and you do hear it loud, they embrace all religions in Morocco. So it is an amazing place to take your family. The cost of living is very cheap. Our money goes very far out there, so you can be balling on a budget.
Yeah. Right.
So it was an amazing experience for anybody who wants to travel. I would say Morocco should be your list. They have amazing beaches. They have the Sahara Desert. It was the most amazing experience for me and my family.
I ain't gonna lie. I was jealous. I ain't gonna lie. I was loving those pictures. Look, Let me ask you something though. With with Mama's Cocktail Hour, the thing that I really really like about it, I like the fact, I like the subject content. You guys really really touch on really deep topics, and and was that always the vision for upon the beginning of creating the show and the idea? Was that always the vision to touch on such deep subject content?
Well, to be honest, in the beginning, it was us finding ourselves.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't until Jasmine came on board. Shout out to
Shout
Jasmine.
out to Jasmine.
And you'll see her on Tuesday Talks with Jazz, that she started to really say, I remember when she wasn't a part of it as of yet, and she had saw me and Elise kind of developing our Instagram, and she was like, wow, this is amazing. I think it's important for women in our 30s to share experiences because you don't know who you could be helping. And she really was the turning point to help with vulnerability and transparency, because I think it's important when you talking about things, and that's why I said this earlier. I think it's important that you're transparent and it's not surface.
Right.
Because there's a lot of people who can gain something. Like there's a lot of people who probably wouldn't go on your platform and say they have weight loss surgery.
Right.
Because it's going to make them look a certain way. But for me, for a person who is out there on your platform, who's watching and feels like, wow, I've done every diet in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else to do. So each one teach one.
Right.
So my story can empower someone else. So I felt like when she came on board, she started doing her show is amazing because it focuses primarily on mental health.
Right.
And, growing up in a Hispanic culture, a lot of times those things are shamed. If something's wrong with you that is mental, you're shamed for it. But if something's wrong with you that is physical or is medical, it's okay. So you can have diabetes and it'd be cool. But if you bipolar, you crazy. So it was when she came on board and she started having these transparent conversations, it really empowered me.
Right.
It empowered me to speak my truth. It empowered me to be more honest with my content, because for her to come out and talk about things like anxiety, depression, and because at first, I'm not gonna lie, guys, when I first started, everything was surface. It was like, hey, how you doing? And it really wasn't going anywhere. And that's one thing that's important. It's important with your content that you be transparent and you be authentically you. And, she told me, she said, Zada, there's a side of you that nobody has ever seen that I think people would be inclined to see. And that was really what kind of changed it for us, because we started changing the subject matter from things that were catchy or things that we felt like were going to have people clickbait. And we started to talk about things or issues that people encounter daily. Right. Confidence, dealing with anxiety, fake love, real love. That's big. Setting boundaries in your relationships, in your families. A lot of times as women, we allow our family to do certain things to us continuously because we people please. So these topics were happening in our real life and we were talking about them in real time.
See, that's the recipe right there. See, people like realness. And I think that's been the success of the show. Even on the vibe side, I always try to keep it as organic as possible. Right. And I like to make people feel comfortable and go untraditional with the way that celebrities and stuff that come on here or whatever, they always have this amazing experience and this amazing time because, it's not structured to what they're the norm of what they, you know, they
Right.
going on there, they're talking about the movie and whatever they dropping or whatever the case, whatever the media run they may be making or whatever. But then, you know, I started hitting them with different things and they start opening up, you know, doing research and checking on, you know, asking them things that, you know, people might not even know about. You know, you
Right.
were this football phenomenon, you know what I mean? Or you was this
Yeah.
ballet, you know, phenomenon or whatever. A lot of people don't even, you know about, because we look at the now all the time. So I really commend all of you. You guys are doing an amazing job, and I think that it's absolutely amazing what you guys are doing. I hope that everybody that's on here now, if you are not tapped in, please log on to www.mamascocktailhour.com. Also, while you're over there, logged on, pick up the merch, because you have
Yes.
merch as well, which I don't have any of the merch.
We
Which
gonna get you. We gonna get you a mama cupcake.
I have to have that.
I'm gonna send you one definitely because you need to be drinking it. Don't worry about the pink. Men can wear pink.
I'm gonna be drinking my cup on the show. I'm sorry,
Just,
and promoting it on the
just
show.
know, Cameron lost the versus battle to the locks. He wears pink. You can wear pink too with your mama cup.
Facts. Facts. We got to get you some vibe merch as well. I got to get you we got the new shirts that's coming out supposed to be tomorrow. And whenever they drop, yeah, I'll make sure that I get you one in the mail. Absolutely. Now within the network, within Mama's Cocktail Hour network, you know, again, like you said, we do have it's 4 amazing shows.
Yes.
You know, we have Tuesdays Talk with Jazz.
Yes.
You guys need to tap into that. Then we also have At Home with Elise.
Yes.
I gotta follow all these people, by the way. Drinks kicking in. I'm feeling right. And we got Mama's Cocktail Hour Saturday Night Live, and that's with you guys all on there, which I think is explosive. With all you guys on there too. Again, you guys log on to www.mamascocktailhour.com. Stop playing games. You know you want to go check it out. So stop playing games and being an outsider and come on inside the house, okay? And join the movement, because it's definitely a movement.
It's definitely a movement, and I want to highlight one thing. So there is 4 girls. There is Jasmine Louisa. There is Elise Nicole. There is myself, Zeta Lisa. You can find us all on Instagram, Mama's Cocktail Hour, and then we also have our personal pages. But we also have Nancy G. She is our amazing digital creator. Everything that you see, every flyer that you see, everything that you see that's visual, she creates. So I want to highlight her. She is definitely one of our pivotal points of Mamas. She helps us bring everything that we're doing to life. It would be nothing without her amazing content. So I definitely just want to give all the women on here their flowers, so to speak, because each and every one of them provide something to Mamas, and Mamas wouldn't be where it is right now without all these wonderful women.
Listen, you know what? While we're issuing out flowers, let's go on and get some shout outs right now. Let's go on and shout out your team, shout out your family, everybody that you have love for, your fans or whatever. Let's go on and show some love. Let's get some more roses out.
Wow. So let me shout out a couple of people who have been pivotal to me, being God first and foremost. So shout out to him. You amazing, you dope, God. Thank you for giving me my confidence and giving me the strength.
Amen.
Hallelujah. I also want to shout out my husband, Sean De Niro. He has been one of my biggest supporters. Shout out to my brother, Bamboo MC. He has always saw me in this light and has always been my number one supporter as well. I also have Sama, who is my husband's close friend, and he is an avid watcher of Mama's Cocktail Hour, and he learns something new about us older women every day because he's on the younger side of the spectrum.
Right.
So shout out to Sama for supporting. Of course, my mother, my children, because me doing this platform, I'm taking some time from them. So I appreciate my kids, my family, and even you, Kay. Let me give you your flowers.
Oh,
I want to thank you for seeing a light in me that nobody has seen. So I appreciate you for taking the time to interview me, and seeing something in me that nobody has seen as of yet, that I probably haven't even seen in myself. So I appreciate you, especially you coming from a background of producer, syndicated radio show host, entrepreneur. I want to thank you for having me on this show and giving me the ability to talk about my platform here. It means a lot. So I got to give you your flowers too.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I gotta tell you though, you just I really commend everything that you're doing. I'm so very proud of you and all of the girls, everything that you guys are doing. I love it. I love it. And I definitely I support it. I went over there and I supported the Mama's Cocktail Hour page, and I'm going to go and follow all of the rest of the girls and Sean. I love the movement. I support the movement, and anything that you guys may need on our end as well, where we could help out at or whatever. Man, you had a discussion, and we got plenty more discussions to have or whatever. We got a lot of things, magic that we're gonna make together, and just get together and combine different ways that we could actually push these platforms farther and reach more people and continue to spread more love. So I commend all y'all. What else could we look forward to? I know you guys got projects in the works, different things that's getting ready to jump off in the future. What else could we expect from ZAIDA Smith?
So I definitely think this is only the beginning. And we right now are still, we like to say season 2 because we are now embarking on season 3 of Mama's Cocktail Hour. You guys can find us on YouTube. You guys can find us on IG at Mama's Cocktail Hour. I think that this is the beginning for us. Season 2 was our terrible twos, where we were still trying to get our feet wet, still trying to figure out what it is that we wanted to do. But season 3 is going to be more of us living in our glory, living in our purpose, and living in our current state. So watch out for us, because we taking the real and we using that as our guide, as our thing. But Mama's Cocktail Hour is going to be next level.
Hey.
So
we touch and agree on that. That's gonna happen. It's the star. It's beyond that. It's going up. I'm telling you. I stamped that. I'm behind it 1,000. Definitely. Let's put them social platforms out there in ways that people can actually get connected. Let's put all of the handles out there, and anything else that we need to get plugged in. Let's go ahead and plug it up.
All right. So you can follow me on Instagram at ZAIDA Lisa. And you can also follow Mama's Cocktail Hour on IG at Mama's Cocktail Hour, and on YouTube at Mama's Cocktail Hour. You can follow Jasmine Louisa at Jazz Speaks Life on IG. You can follow Elise Nicole at Mama's. You over here writing, Kay? You are too funny.
Hold on. What it is? What it is? Jazz Speaks Life?
Jazz Speaks Life, and that name is important because she will speak life into you.
Now that ain't no underscores or nothing like that. It's all together.
Yes, all together.
Jazz Speaks Life. Okay, who else I need to get connected with?
We have Nancy Says 27.
Nancy Says
27.
And I hope my listeners, hope y'all writing it down. Okay, what else you got?
And then we have Mama's Elise Nicole.
Mama's Elise Nicole. Okay, and my guy, I gotta get my brother in there. What
Let me so my husband, you can find my husband at
Big
two
Sean?
ways. First is at the God Sean De Niro.
Okay, at the God. So is that gonna be at AT or it's gonna be the at sign?
So it's the at sign and then
Okay.
the THE God Sean De Niro and SHAWN De Niro. And you can also follow him on his business IG, which is the Fez Dealer. And that's FEZDEALER. And he is bringing authentic Moroccan, fresh New York hip hop fezzes to his community. So it's dope.
I definitely got to get plugged in now. Definitely got to get plugged in. Okay, he got it up there. Look at Big Sean. That's my guy right there. He got it plugged in right now. It's in the comments, you guys, right there. Don't get lost in the sauce. It's right there for the slow people. We gotta look out for the slow people because people just be paying attention, but they don't be paying attention. So it's right there. Nancy got hers in there. Listen, this has been it's been everything that I thought it was gonna be. To be totally honest with you, I knew that it was gonna be magic. That's why I told you that. And I want you to know that you are inducted into this family. You are Vibe family now. So just so you know, you can come back on this show anytime that you want to come back on here for whatever reason. You could come, just call me and say, hey, we promoting this, or we need to do this, or we need to do that, or whatever, and we're gonna make it happen.
And just know you coming on Mamas too, but you got to be ready to take me and take all them other females. You ready for that?
I'm ready. Let's go. Let's get it popping. As long as I got my little sip, I'm ready to go. We get this thing popping. You know what I mean? Like y'all got it going on over there. I'm definitely trying to come over there and rock out with y'all though. Absolutely. I'm super excited and would be honored to come on Mamas and rock out with y'all. Absolutely. We got to make that happen.
We would definitely be honored to have you. And I can't wait to share with people all the projects that me and you have coming up for the future.
They're not ready. They're
not ready.
I can tell you that right now. They definitely not ready. They definitely not ready for that Vibe Talk. We're gonna jump that Vibe Talk off. I think that's what, next month?
September 1st.
We're gonna jump that Vibe Talk off, and we about to you know what? We just gonna pop out. Sometimes you just got to just pop out, Z. We just got to just pop out. You know what I mean? Out with it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, for anybody that may be going through anything, because it's a lot going on right now. Anybody that may be low in spirit, anybody that may, be suffering with weight issues and having low self-esteem issues, may have lost loved ones without a job right now, or just dealing with this whole everything that's going on. Can you give them some words of inspiration? Anybody that may be listening right now to this conversation, can you give them some words of inspiration and uplift before we get out of here?
Definitely. First and foremost, for anybody who is going through loss, is going through self-confidence issues, the pandemic, just know that you have the ability to get yourself out of any situation that you're currently in. You can manifest whatever it is that you want in your life. And it just takes you putting in the necessary work, and it takes you standing firm on your beliefs, because a lot of times we doubt ourselves. We second guess ourselves. Stop second guessing yourself. You are amazing. You're dope. Nobody can be you. Nobody can be me. God made us in his divine purpose. So stick with that. And I'm telling you, the light at the end of the road is there. It's definitely there.
Man, I'm talking about. Listen, you got me, like, you know what I mean. Like I needed to hear that. You know what I mean. Like that's. Thank you so much. From me, the Vibe team, from Vibe Promotions, we just want to say thank you so much, just for blessing the platform, with your presence, for blessing the platform with your words, your energy. Thank you so much for that, because that really means a lot, you know, with going against the narrative and continuing to spread love and trying to continue to keep that energy, that positive energy on high. So I thank you for that. And I really appreciate everything that you guys are doing. And again, you have me and my whole staff. You have our support.
I appreciate you, Kate. Thank you for, like I said before, thank you for seeing the light in me when others haven't yet. I appreciate you. I love all the Vibe family, and I can't wait for our future endeavors.
Absolutely. Right now, man, you guys, if you are not following, y'all need to make sure that y'all get plugged in and go follow. Let's plug them up with those social media platform handles again, and also that website as well, where they can go over there and pick up some of that Mama's merch.
Yes, guys, you can follow your girl ZAIDA Lisa at ZAIDA Lisa on IG. You can follow Mama's Elise Nicole on IG. You can follow Jazz Speaks Life on IG and Nancy Says 27 on IG. If you guys want to check out our YouTube, Mama's Cocktail Hour, and if you want to grab you some Mama merch or some Mama cups, maybe it's not for you, maybe it's for your boo, your girl, whatever, www.mamascocktailhour.com. If you haven't tuned into your girls, you should definitely do so, because we have some dope, real conversations.
Get plugged in and stop playing games out here with your life. Mama's Cocktail Hour, man. Y'all can catch them every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also on Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Saturdays, where it's super live at 9 Eastern Standard Time. Don't play games. Y'all make sure that y'all get in the groove, get support, man. Let's get involved with what's going on. It's amazing. I'm telling you. Z, I love you.
Okay.
Also, listen, we got a lot of stuff that we got going on. Matter of fact, before we get out of here too, I also want to I want to give some quick shout outs real quick. Shout out to Elise, shout out to Nancy, shout out to Big Sean De Niro. Hey, look, y'all stop playing games with my guy. Shout out to Vibe Show Casper. Shout out to Mr. Lawton TV. Shout out to, let me see here. I like to show love. Shout out to Bamboo MC. Bamboo MC. Shout out.
My brother.
Shout out to Linda Jensen. Shout out to that's me, the Vibe Show 97.9. Shout out to me. And shout out to everybody that was on the live show, my special guest. So much love. We love y'all so much. Listen, just to let y'all know, I know that, you know, everybody got their own interpretation of their own opinion about everything that's going on out here in the world. One thing that we all can agree on, though, people are dying. We can agree on that.
Yes.
So please, if you're moving around, move with caution, protect yourself, keep your hands washed, protect yourself. Protecting yourself is protecting your family as well. Make sure that you guys are moving around and moving around safe. If you are not subscribed to the Vibe Show 97.9, shame on you. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications for more exclusive interviews coming up your way. And also season 4 will be jumping off pretty soon. Also, make sure that you log on to the Vibe Show 97.9 official website The radio station website at www.thevibeshow979.net, where we playing music 24/7. I'm talking about all them jams you used to love. Oh yeah, we playing. We ain't playing all day long. We mixing it up.
I like that.
We're gonna mix it up for you. You're gonna hear that after 7 ready or not. I know you missed it. You're gonna hear that Bobby. You're gonna hear Keith Sweat. You go, come on now.
I love me some Keith Sweat. You guys better check out the Vibe Show 97.9 for the real music.
Come on now. Also, too, listen. I know y'all be on the App Store. We are in the App Store. Get connected. Download the Vibe Show 97.9 mobile app, available in the Google Store. That way you can just carry us around and you won't miss a thing. We got all of the latest updates, the event calendar, everything. You'll know who is coming. Get plugged in and get connected. Again, y'all make sure that y'all log on right now to grab some of that Mama's merch right now over at www.mamascocktail.hour. No, I'm sorry. The drink kicking ass. www.mamascocktailhour.com. We got to get this thing right. We can't let the drink overtake us. We control the drink.
Thanks.
Z, I love you. It's the Vibe Show 97.9 with my special guest, the one and only ZAIDA Smith. You gotta love it. Nancy, I see you. Appreciate all that love. Nancy showing that love right now. Appreciate that love. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. We love y'all. We out.